Welcome back, everybody, to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm. Taking a look at what we've got for our last week in summer. Yes, it is here already, as evidenced by the tree saplings there. Let's have a look. We have made almost 12 million gold. We've got about 2.7 on hand, so we're making decent enough progress. We're making about 1 million a week, heading slowly but steadily towards that golden clock that we are. Well, I wouldn't say struggling to get there. It's just a slog. That's how it rolls. In addition to that, we are still essentially just kind of waiting around for the game to decide. Oh, I forgot this music was playing. We are essentially also waiting around for the game to decide to let Gus have a break that he has more than earned so that he can go to the island and sell us that final recipe so we can get that cooked as well. And those are the only two things we've got left before we have achieved, at least by the game's standards, the perfection. So let's take a look around and see what we can find. I forgot what you said. Honey was what you wanted. That's easy enough. Pretty sure I got plenty of that. In fact, what I am also going to do is I'm going to grab a second honey, and I'm going to make one of them into mead. Because I do think that would fit in the pirate room, so I'll probably put it on one of the tables. There you go. And I do believe I've got some extra super cucumbers in here. Just the one, but we'll take it. Guess that means I probably need to do some more island fishing here and there, but here you go, have another. So, what are we doing this week? Well, it is admittedly going to be pretty much more of the same. We do know what key challenge that I'm going to choose. We did see it last episode, and that means that we will probably be doing a little bit more of the strategy using the Legend 2, and either putting that in a fish pond or smoking said Legend 2 in order to get a lot of income that way. Will kind of just depend ultimately on what I decide to do. I don't know, I might do more fish ponds. Obviously, I can't use the non-farming land for farming, hence the non-farming part. So we'll kind of play that by ear. For now, let's just put all this away. And take a look at our greenhouse and mushroom cavern situation. I can safely say, after having quite a few episodes of it, I think we are good on not needing to, for at least a little while, worry about the coffee. So if you were tired of seeing me put the coffee beans in kegs and then going to check them once, maybe twice a day, and refill them, good news, I probably will not do that for the time being. I think we're good on these. I'm usually only using 2, maybe 3 triple shots in an entire day. So we've got a good bit of a buffer here before we actually need to worry about that, I think. So let's go ahead and put all of this away, as I've no need for it. Our farm here is still looking good, but let's go take a look on the island and see how things are going there. Actually, no, we should probably do the quarry first, because that might give it time to roll around to a later point in time where Gus might be there. Though, for better or for worse, I tend to seem to manage to get the routine done before he would normally be there. But either way. Alright, these are still going. But we do have quite a few oak resin now, so we can make extra kegs. So I'll probably go ahead and do that as well. I don't want to waste too much time. I do want to, go and check to make sure that Gus is there, if he is there. Because the last thing I want to do after waiting all this time is, unfortunately, miss the moment he actually does show up there. But once that is all settled and done, then I will absolutely be going pretty much straight to catch the legend. So let's go ahead and drop these off. Slowly but surely, we are adding more to that empire. Well, I guess now would actually be a good excuse to use these. Simply put, so that it'll be easier to keep them cycled up with everything else, since the pineapple wine is clearly going. Alright, let's go take a look at the island, get that key challenge started, and then we'll see how things go from there. Hi, Callie. It is a non-brainy day, freaking finally. It seems like every time I turn around, it's a rainy day and he's not going to show up. But, alright, we're in with a chance here. Really, these days, that's about all I could ask for. And it's hard to believe, at least, in terms of the perfection and how we are nearing the end of the project. I did take a look at the list, by the way, for the key challenges, the ones that we have not done. There are only 4 thus far. One of them, the first one on that list, has not even shown up. So that one I'm not, you know, not a case of me choosing to ignore it, which is Keys Crop. If you know, you know. Genome Cart is another one. Oh, man, what were the other 2 now? I'm trying to remember. The shipping, like, 100 of every color was the 3rd one. And the 4th one, admittedly, I just don't remember what it was. I truthfully don't. But it was neither of these, so let's get to doing it again. The extended family. Ah. It does mean I won't buy that horse flute anytime super soon, but also it's not, like I said, the horse flute's not that big of a deal. It'd be kind of cool to find out later on that I can summon the horse to the island, because it just says anywhere outdoors, so maybe you can. I don't think I ever picked it up last time I played, so I guess we'll find out. And we will also find out, it appears Gus is not here, but Pierre is for the 8 millionth time. Ah well. Right, with that all said and done, I'm going to go ahead and set up shop to start catching the Legend 2 over and over, and we'll hop on into post-commentary. Also, really quickly, let me do a check-in here. So yeah, I would probably put the mead, like, here, maybe here. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Might put a couple of alcoholic drinks in there. Seems fitting. Alright, away we go to post-commentary. Alright, time to catch more Legend 2, and this time, it luckily goes way better. Low recommendations here are for sure the Trap Bobber to make the fish bar decrease more slowly when it's not in your grip, as well as the Curiosity Lure if you've got one to make rarer fish appear more. If you don't have that, a Dress Spinner is good too. As for our Legend 2 catches, for now I'm not going to put any of them in the smoker. I'll decide what to do with them once the challenge ends. I also won't be smoking any carp since, as mentioned, they're not worth much. So, as a result, it'll be the bullhead, the chub, the largemouth bass, and the rainbow trout going to the smokers for profit. That may make it seem like doing this isn't worth it, but it's just more of a long-term goal to get to that 10 million gold, so if profits look low, that's probably why. The treasures, while worth it when catching other fish, are definitely not a priority when going for Legend 2. If we get them by luck, great. If not, no big deal. We ended up with 7 of the Legend 2, along with too many items, so I did give up a few of the unimportant things. To think, they're worth over 65,000 G just as they are. We could easily make 6 figures by smoking those, but for now, we'll store them. Pickled and jellied items are once again ready, so more of those will be going. We're even getting to the point of tossing the forageables in there. Why not? It'll still be better than selling them raw. As we come back from buying some starfruit seeds, I noticed the tapper's putting in the work. With more oak resin ready, that means more kegs, too. The quarry-turned brewery continues to grow. Still no Gus at the island. I actually posted a comment on a Stardew video talking about that whole what would you like to see in 1.7, and quite a few people agreed about having the whole vacation ticket instead of just a movie ticket so that people can take those vacations. Makes me wonder if the whole Gus not showing up thing happened to a fair few people. I do a bit of tree chopping in the desert just to make up for some of the wood used in the kegs. Same thing with the iron and the copper. There's still plenty of room for kegs after all. I do end up changing the music around 7:20 to Night Market. Aerobics is fine, but it's a very short loop, so it gets old rather quickly. Now, back to fishing. Granted, I spent a lot more time messing around today, so naturally less catches of the Legend 2. Still, we get 4 of them, and one of them actually gave me some roe thanks to a treasure chest. Seriously? More island rain? Dark times these are for this humble son of a shepherd. Well, we're here, so may as well grab more of the wood on the west side of the island. Then it's time to make a 3rd fish pond, which had some very odd spacing thanks to a poorly placed spiceberry. Well, we'll sort out those details later. We head back to fish around 2 p.m., now knowing that this is the last day for Legend 2 catching. Since I kept catching food and treasure chests while I was fishing, I figured I might as well go ahead and use one to up my fishing stat. At one point my tackle finally gave out, and when I went back to the house to replace it, I found the wine ready, so I swapped out the finished wine for a new set. By the time I got back, I didn't find any more Legend 2, but we did get 4 from that trip at the beginning, so 15 total. Way, way better than last time. With the key quest days done, today was a bit of recovery day for wood. I started by clearing out the mountain lake area, then the back roads as I waited to be able to check for Gus. You already know the answer is no. I ended up buying some deluxe speed grow for the island farm. As long as I stay on top of replanting, it will last indefinitely, and there's about 150 starfruit to replant today. Back to the wood harvesting, we get a few more desert trees, then do the same with the North Island. A fair bit of those trees are hardwood, but we're here, so why not? We clear out the quarry and the mushroom cave on the island, too. With those areas done, I just leave Cindersat Forest. I'd rather save the train forest for when or if reserves get really low, and we are definitely not that bad off. Honestly, we may never need it, but I do think it's a cool use of an area that otherwise has almost nothing. There's a few trees I have to leave behind due to time, but not many. The jelly's done again. We are definitely getting towards the end of spring crops for them, and honestly, that's a good thing. We also get to make the super cucumber fish pond bigger, which is good. What's not good? We're out of hay. Not wanting to incur the wrath of my artisan goods just not appearing, I refuel my supply by a couple hundred pieces. With our newest fish pond done, I drop a Legend 2 and a golden animal cracker in, ready for him to get to work. I clear up the last of Cindersat Forest for wood, then head into town. Gus is doing the whole 24 egg omelet again, and hey, if it convinces him to take an island trip, I'll do it. Now at over 2,000 wood, I do a quick delivery for Caroline. Then it's time to do some fishing, but a different kind. There have been a ton of decoration things to fish up, and with the key seasoning from earlier, we can actually get one of my favorites. In order to use it, you have to have it in your inventory while crafting that cooking item you want. Luckily, I've got the components for seafoam pudding still, and the seasoning gives it that magical +5 fishing that we need. Heading down to the bottom of Cindersat Forest by the sewer, we use our level 15 fishing. After a few casts of catching fish, we grab the Iridium Krobus statue. Figuring that there's not much to do, we beach forage, then make a trip into the desert for another secret item. It takes until 1:40 in the morning, but we do pick it up, the Pyramid Decal. I thought about doing a desert room at one point, but this will still be used. The farm starfruit are ready. Hilariously, I do have to go to the island farm first to pick up my scythe that I accidentally stored. I do get to add some wine and mead to the pirate room, though. Over 600 starfruit later, and confident we'll be at least a little bit ahead on the starfruit wine creation, our animals are back to full production. Good thing, too, since we'll be needing those eggs for Gus. I probably won't give him the ostrich eggs, since they do give 10 mayo each. With no Gus on the island and no need to replant on the farm, since there's only 2 days of the season left, we instead go for a 4th fish pond. I mean, if they're housing the legendary fish for roe, and we're soon going to have preserves jars open for the roe, why not? Some of the quarry wine is done, so more change in our pocket. Though this would be enough change to, easily make one incapable of walking due to their pants being weighed down. Time to fish up more of those decorative items. Up next, the fountain in town. It can give you pieces of wood and stone if you are in a really bad pinch, but the decorative trash can is what we're looking for, with about a 10% chance of it appearing on each cast. Next, the spa, or rather, the outside of it. If you fish here, you can get Vista, which I think is a pretty cool painting, personally. Now, it's back to the island, and oddly, the Gorman Frog's little cave that we have not been in a good while. You can actually get a frog hat here. Following that, we go to Island North, getting a foliage plant by fishing just to the left of that screen in a way that seems not possible. Oh well. We did try to go for the next object, Physics 101, but simply put, there's just not enough time left in the day. Oh well, tomorrow then. It's the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies, and that is something that we'll go to for a few small notes, plus the fact that it's late in the day, so it won't eat up a lot of time really helps. For now, back to those secret fishing items. Rather than go to the top of the volcano again, we first grab a figurine of a squirrel, of all things, by using the watering can off to the left of the first floor in the volcano, like how we did for the golden walnuts back then. After that, it's back to the volcano top to look for that painting. It took quite a bit of work, but we do get there around 1 p.m. It's a holiday, so there's nobody at the island. Yeah, irony, I know. We've added the Kroba statue to the far left room, the desert pyramid to the upper right room wall, and now I'm going to add the vista into our entry room. Not all these things were specifically items that I wanted to use, but I did want to show them off, and hey, some of them work well with my decor. From here, it's just kind of messing around. There's really not that much to do, and I don't really feel like fishing immediately, given we did it so much this week. We keep working through the recycling items, since we fished up a fair bit from those little prizes, but ultimately, we do end up back at the river, since it'll be a quick shortcut to the beach for the event. Nothing to pick up here but some extra money and I guess a mystery box. But now, for the event. I do pick up a few Moonlight Jelly banners, but we're really only here for a few things. First, there's the lines of dialogue from Kent and Leo. And the second thing is, I just wanted to show that once you are married to somebody, your spouse will stand next to you during the event. It's a sweet little moment that you actually get to share together. After the event is over and figuring we have a little bit of time, I take the golden mystery boxes we have and swap those out for 2 rock candies. They might come in use later. We'll find out, I guess. But for now, back to live commentary. And there we go. We did make it to 13 million, and quite very much so, then some, despite the fact I spent quite a few days fishing. I will be very much looking forward to seeing what I end up doing with those legends, or the Legend 2s? I don't know how you would print, or like, say that, since it's got a 2 in the title, but yeah, quite a few of these. 131,000 gold for 14 fish, and that's before they've been put in the smoker. So, needless to say, they're going to be worth quite a lot. I'm still kind of debating on what to do with the fish ponds. I might make more. I'm not going to make 14 of them for these things. I'm going to put some of these in the smoker. But yeah, I'm going to kind of see how I can play around with the area on the southeast of my farm that's not farming area, and like adjust things to where I can get a pretty good number of fish ponds there, because despite the fact that these individually are worth quite a bit at 9,000, we don't have any here right now, but the row sells for 5 each. So, I mean, like, you just get 2 row from it, and there you go. Like, that's your profit right there. So we'll figure that out another day. As you can see, fall is officially here, and I will change the jukebox to make it accordingly. Let's see. The smell of mushroom. There we go. Yes, fall has sprung, rather than fall has fallen. I guess fall has fallen makes more sense. Fall has fallen, and so we will have our last sort of chance to grow any crops, which means In my case, likely either pumpkins or cranberries, as for which I'm not fully sure yet. And I might also, at least for this season, potentially put in speed grow. If I'd been smart, I would have done that at the start of the year. And as long as you keep rotating out crops effectively, you could just, continue to keep that speed grow so you're not having to buy it multiple times. Or if you're getting something with multiple harvests, like the corn or the cranberries, then that wouldn't be an issue either. So yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out. Regardless, I am kind of glad I also got to show off some of the little fishing things that we haven't done with fishing in strange areas, and those were all the ones I think that I was aware of, so it was a nice little thing to get done as well. Fall is back in swing, and we will start that next time here on Fantasy Farm on Stardew Valley. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one, where, at the rate we're going, we'll probably be decently close to halfway to our goal. And with any luck, Gus might actually show up on the island. See y'all later.